The TVWAN News is...
In this edition, works directed to take charge of Nawai infrastructure, WIWEC open rates returned, and TUI embraces visit to PNG. Chief Ombudsman Commissioner Richard Pagan emphasized that all roads and bridges projects in Nawai district must be managed by the National Department of Works and Highways. Commissioner Pagan, during a recent visit to Nawai district in the company of local MP Theo Pelgin, inspected the road clearance at Kasuka and stressed the need for quality construction work on the new Busu Bridge following a recent landslip and bridge collapse. Accompanied by Nawai MP Theo Pelgin, Nawai CEO Buds Botiki, Nawai District Technical Team and Provincial Works Department engineers, Chief Ombudsman Commissioner Richard Pagan had a first-hand look at the challenges faced in the district. He expressed the importance of ensuring that funds from the national government are spent efficiently and that projects meet high-quality standards. Commissioner Pagan specifically called for the Department of Works and Highways to manage and facilitate the construction of the new Busu Bridge, citing their expertise and adherence to government requirements. Pelgin echoed this sentiment, confirming that all district projects have been meticulously supervised by the Provincial Department of Works and Highways team. MP Pelgin assured that Nawai Technical Team is actively involved in data collection, surveys and analysis of infrastructure projects, including the new Busu Bridge and 2 footbridges. He revealed that New Guinea Bridge Limited's technical team has been on the ground, providing essential data for evaluation by the National Department of Works and Highways. Despite the temporary wet crossing for access to the district headquarters at Boana, MP Pelgin emphasized the government's commitment to swiftly replace the collapsed Busu Bridge. Funding has been secured and Nawai District Technical Team is currently in China exploring costing for additional bridges in the district. The MP expressed gratitude to the government for its prompt response to the national emergency situation at the Busu Bridge and assured the community that efforts are underway to ensure the timely completion and durability of the new infrastructure. About 63 Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Cadet officers were committed at a dedication ceremony held at the Bomana Police Barracks in Port Moresby today. They are part of the first intake cadet training officers for the year 2023.
Consisting of 15 serving members, 14 males and 1 female, including 48 direct entry cadets made up of 44 males and 4 females. The cadet officers were dedicated today through prayer, praise and worship by the pastor of PNG Bible Church at the police barracks in Port Moresby. Police Commissioner David Manning, when speaking to the cadets, said the dedication service is an important step to prepare the cadets as they began their profession in higher PNGC.
We expect the highest standard and respect for police ethics from each and every one of you. I hope you have long and distinguished police careers ahead of you, that you may make many positive contributions to our country, that you may save many lives, and that you give a sense of safety and security for communities in every part of our country.
Manning urged the cadets to serve with respect, dignity and honesty, displaying professionalism whilst serving the community. Meanwhile, Minister for Internal Security Peter Shemalili Jr. told the cadets that serving in the police force is very challenging but requires a collaborative effort to address the trials. The cadets will be graduating as junior officers after 3 years of training in the police force. Tracy Sipa, TV1 News.
The Minister for Internal Security, Peter Siamalili Jr., said merging the use of new technology is the biggest threat that facilitates and maximizes criminal activities. He said this when speaking to the 63rd Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Cadet officers during their dedication service on Wednesday in Port Moresby.
Police officers are expected to utilize technology to prevent crime before it happens and excel in discerning communications between criminals through the use of technology, says Minister for Internal Security Peter Shemelili Jr. during the dedication ceremony of Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary 63rd Cadet Officers on Wednesday in Port Moresby. He said PNG is currently undergoing transformation, moving from what we knew in the past and what we inspire to be in the future, where new and emerging technology is a threat.
The ever-challenging, imminent threat of technology, it can be a friend or a foe, and it can walk what them you belong, elevating you belong, country you be, or leapfrogging development you be, but M2 can bring him no good, he come to you very quickly.
He told the cadets that they must be technology-driven, learn to understand the use of technology better to mitigate criminal activities.
More than police officers simply going about their rounds. We expect you to utilize technology to prevent crime before it happens. We expect you to excel in intercepting the electronic communications between criminals.
Meanwhile, the minister challenged the cadets that they are expected to combat not only criminal activities in the country, but international criminal networks that have infiltrated the country. Trace Sipa, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. When we return, Bristol looks forward to reopening of Porgera Mine in an exclusive interview.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale-raised family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite one. Tennessee cola, scale rise, long scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rise, long scale price. Amber, you like it?
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, let me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, da mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Ton, 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 hino, ton, ton.
Nihimomo. If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton, ton.
The clear run to the line for the veteran Nicolas Sanchez to perhaps seal a semi-final for Argentina.
Farloga, yeah, chip over the top. This is a moment, folks. A star is born.
Australia, we are go. Alex Marquez absolutely cleans out Jack Miller. Brilliant action, close elbow-to-elbow action here in MotoGP. Alex Rins reclaims the lead. MotoGP battle.
Welcome back. The Electoral Commission on Thursday received the Wewak Open by-election writ from the East Sepik election manager, James Pia. Member-elect Stanley Samban also arrived in Port Moresby on Thursday to carry out post-by-election formalities. On arrival, he said there is much work to be done in the electorate.
Wewak Open member-elect Stanley Samban says with only 3 years left before the next general elections, the expectation to deliver for his people to change the electorate under the leadership of the ECP governor, with support from the Social Democratic Party, of which he is a member, is high.
We have big issues in Wewak, which law and order is of paramount importance. We have all sorts of law and order issues in Wewak. Wewak is like a cowboy town. I, as an individual, I usually support the police to minimize all those illegal activities in town.
Member-elect and his team then convoyed to the electoral office to meet with the Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai. The ECP provincial election manager, James Pia, handed over the writ for the Wewak Open by-election to the Commissioner.
I'd like to have this opportunity to thank the people of Wewak district for making everything easy for me to do the election within 4 days and return the writ.
Furthermore, Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai today thanked the people of Wewak Open electorate for their peaceful conduct in delivering what he says is a successful by-election.
Running elections, knowing elections is not easy as far as the elections process and the election dynamics are concerned. It takes a real man to become successful. And it never comes easy. It involves a lot of work. And so you did well. So congratulations, and you are into the public arena now. So welcome to your political area, but to the public service as well.
Sinai says the new counting strategy in decentralizing the primary counts in their respective local level government council wards has worked well for Wewak, and the same will be applied in the North Bougainville to count the primary votes. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
The government recently passed a supplementary budget of 771 million kina. According to Treasurer Ian Ling-Stuckey, this lifts PNG's 2023 budget to a record of about 25 million kina.
The country's money plan has been increased by 771 million kina after the government passed the 2023 supplementary budget last Thursday, October 12, 2023. Treasurer Ian Ling-Stuckey, when presenting the supplementary budget in Parliament recently, says the increase in expenditures is more than matched by an increase in revenues, meaning the 2023 budget deficit is going down. Extra revenues are based on PNG's strengthening economy as well as higher commodity prices.
A massive increase in support for education and health, including more funding for teachers and nurses. Increases since 2021 have been an extraordinary increase for health of 59.1%. and an even more extraordinary increase for education of 65.3% over the last 2 years. 677 million kina for a household assistance package on top of the 670 million kina provided in 2022 to help our struggling families deal with cost of living pressures. We are delivering on these priorities.
However, the tabling of the supplementary budget have raised concerns among some leaders questioning the data presented by the Treasurer. Tuave MP James Nomane, when debating the supplementary budget, has decried what he has labeled as blatant disregard by Treasurer Ian Lingstaki in usurping Parliament's authority in approving the national budget and disregarding the plight of ordinary Papua New Guineans. Furthermore, Mr. Nomane added that there has been no visibility in the 2023 budget implementation, with nil reporting on budget outcomes, lamenting that from the components of aggregate demand, the Treasurer's interventions have increased consumption and government spending, but reduced exports and investments.
There's been absolutely zero visibility about how this 24 billion has been spent. The Treasurer said that in this speech that he's allocated, Deputy Speaker, 1.8 billion towards the law and justice sector. How much of this has been appropriated and given to police? We've got absolutely no visibility. And Parliament's passing budgets, Mr. Deputy Speaker. My interest as a legislator and as the member for Tuave is not about my 10 million DSIP or how much I've received. It's about the 24 billion budget. Because we're passing this budget that's affecting the country. So I can't worry about just my district. I've got to worry about the national budget. And this is where there's got to be total accountability from the Treasurer in terms of how this money is being spent.
Tuave MP in Parliament further expressed dissatisfaction with the lack of equity in the implementation of the budget, specifically highlighting the unequal distribution of funds, with Simbu Province receiving comparatively less funding compared to other provinces. Mr. Nomane called on the Treasurer to explain what austerity measures are being taken to effectively address spending, inflation, and budget deficits. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Opposition leader Joseph Lelang has criticized the inaugural PNG Asia Investment Conference in Hong Kong, having the view that this was a waste of taxpayers' money and a failure in effectively attracting Chinese investors.
Leader of opposition Joseph Lelang has been critical about the hosting of the PNG Asia Investment Conference in Hong Kong. Lelang said this state in a media statement on Wednesday. To support this statement, Lelang highlighted a missed opportunity at a dinner hosted by the Hong Kong Chamber of Commerce, where Chinese billionaire investors and investment companies were present to discuss business opportunities with the PNG delegation, while pointing out the potential of Chinese capital markets and that China could be a suitable source of funding for PNG's investment projects. Mr. Lelang criticized the lack of Chinese investors at the conference. He suggested that geopolitical factors were at play, but asserts that PNG leaders failed to grasp the situation. Meantime, President of the PNG Chamber of Mines and Petroleum, Anthony Smare, sat down with PNG and Chinese media on Wednesday to say the importance of hosting an overseas conference. Smare said it was important for the Chamber to host investment or mining conferences in major international financial hubs in an effort to bring Papua New Guinea closer to potential investors. Prime Minister James Marape had also told investors at the conference that PNG is stepping up as being investor-friendly and is reforming its policies and legislations to encourage a conducive environment for investment. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
The Porgera gold mine can produce between 600 to 750,000 ounces of gold per year, making it one of Barrick's most profitable mine. It is also a low-cost producer, producing per ounce of gold at a price lower than most other mining companies do. And having a life of 30 million ounces, Porgera is special to Barrick Gold Corporation.
Barrick Gold Corporation is the 49% shareholder in the new Porgera Limited and will be the operator of the giant Porgera mine. TVWAN sat down with the president and CEO of Barrick Corporation, Mark Bristow, in an exclusive interview following the granting of SML-13 to new Porgera Limited. Bristow welcomed the issuance of SML-13, a day he said his team has been waiting for.
We have been preparing as much as we can so that when we get to this point we can ramp up quicker. There's a lot spent already on the care and maintenance, and today we work through what next steps. We're running at about $4 million a week at the moment. US dollars, is that correct? About $4 million a week. And we'll ramp up very quickly up to the end of the year, provided that we progress with our engagements with the community. And so I think we're going to be spending a couple of $100 million between now and December.
And to quickly cut this cost and also see the benefits trickle down to the people who need it the most, the landowners, he is anticipating for a quick start to the operations. The first 6 months will be startup time and we'll see low production, but this is expected to increase as production ramps up to the right run rate.
But on average, for the next 4 years, it'll be about 600,000 ounces. And then over the 10 years, the average is about just over 750,000 ounces. So you can see the profile grows and then it steadies out.
Bristow says the new Porgera's profile is similar to the old Porgera and is special to him.
And Porgera is a very special mine. It's a low-cost producer, and so it delivers significant. It contributes value, and that's why when you contribute value, you pay taxes.
Porgera is a very profitable mine, and Barrick classifies it in the Tier 1 category.
Porgera is genuinely a Tier 1 mining asset, and lots of people in the mining industry make up what Tier 1 means. But we set a Tier 1 definition, which is a mine that produces more than 500,000 ounces a year for more than 10 years. In the lower half of the unit costs of the industry. So it needs to be competitively profitable. So in other words, Porgera is very much in the lower half. If you take all the mines in the world and the production, we're in the lower half of the cost per ounce.
And the valley now looking attractive, Barrick is prepared to settle all outstanding issues, including compensation, and restart the mine. Commitments have also been made to pay the landowners a one-off commencement payment of $15 million when the mine starts, and another $3 million in infrastructure development payments to be paid for the next 10 years. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
The Papua New Guinea Teachers Association has over 13,560 active members who are yet to receive their 3% pay rise and unpaid claims. The PNGTA executives have announced that the signing of a memorandum of agreement with the Teachers Service Commission will pave way for payments of teachers' unpaid dues.
The PNGTA executives and the TSC, after a review into the MOA draft recently, have given the approval for signing to go ahead this week. This is a relief for teachers nationwide.
But we had legal matters, court cases after court cases until last year Christmas. National Education Teaching Service Commission recognized my executives and I. And it's only a year we've been walking around to serve you all teachers is that I am going to sign MOA Tuesday 16th next week for your log of claims. Your back date to 1st January 2023 to 2025.
PNGTA Vice President stated that by April 2025, there will be a MOA renewal to cover another 3 years.
And so when we want to elect your new executives, you make sure that 3% and your salary agreement must be signed first. Not like the previous one when we came in. That's why we are getting into a lot of problems.
Teachers were encouraged to join the association. The participation will then have teachers benefit from the negotiations with the government and new initiatives to come. Jasmine Jack, TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2695 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2620 $0.4112 Australian dollars, $0.2412 euro, and 38.94 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and crude oil closed higher. Gold, copper, and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungim Yumi!
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
This is a truly unique rugby league occasion. And he's through and he gets it away. And that is going to be Elliot Whitehead. Norman scores a try. Wilkinson has a kick to bring it level. It's Jennings. It's Asiata. Oh my goodness.
What a remarkable victory here.
Welcome back. The Waigani District Court has adjourned the substantive matter of suspended Managing Director of the National Airport Corporation Rex Kiponge to next Thursday due to the absence of his lawyer. Magistrate Danny Wakikura told Kiponge that the court will not rule on his substantive matter because the additional affidavit that was informed by the court through his lawyer previously cannot be argued in court due today due to the non-attendance of his lawyer. Magistrate Wakikura said he was ready to hear and make a ruling on the sufficiency of the evidence, but given this situation, he is forced to adjourn. Meanwhile, Kiponge appeared on bail before the court over charges of misappropriation, abuse of office, conspiracy to defraud, and official corruption following his arrest on January 1, 2021. The Qantas repatriation flight is the second to come through carrying 252 passengers.
Plenty of relief here at Sydney Airport last night. Many passengers said that they were happy to have left Israel and glad to be back safely in Australia. And last night, this Qantas flight landed at Sydney Airport with 252 passengers on board. 126 of those were Australians and their family members. So this is the second group of Australians who have touched down back in Australia on a government-organised repatriation flight. And there were also people on this flight from other nations, including 65 people from the Solomon Islands and 18 people from Vanuatu. And the Red Cross also left some handmade teddy bears here at the airport for the 50 children who were travelling on board this flight. But emotions were definitely running high last night for those passengers and their family and friends who were here at the gate ready to greet them. And many passengers told the ABC they were feeling grateful to the Australian government for their help.
It's safe and it's good to live where we left.
The Australian government has gone above and beyond in terms of helping people, thank God.
We're going to light candles and bring peace, love and light.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Australia. Australia's the best country.
Australia.
It's quite significant, but thank God we're here and we're safe.
The federal government has confirmed that a repatriation flight using a military plane has left Tel Aviv around 2 a.m. Sydney time and touched down in Dubai. And that flight was carrying 59 people on board, mostly Australians. But this is a lower number than what we've been seeing on some previous Australian repatriation flights out of Israel. So the government says it's continuing to assess demand. They have organised another flight out of Israel today for Australians, but they're urging any Australians still in Israel who are wishing to leave that they should take this flight as it is the last one that they have planned. We heard earlier from the Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neill. This is a little bit of what she had to say.
What I would say to anyone who is in Israel, if you are planning to leave, please get on this plane. Don't assume that there will be continuous options to leave. If you want to leave, there is a flight leaving today. Please get on it. With regard to Gaza, we're aware of 46 Australians who have contacted us who are seeking information about leaving. We're working incredibly hard to try to get more information about those people and to provide them some semblance of a plan to get them out.
Alison, tell me about the protest that took place in Sydney last night.
Well, Lorna, a rally was held outside Liverpool Hospital in Sydney last night to mourn the lives of those lost in the Gaza hospital explosion. And more than 100 people came to Big Park in southwestern Sydney at Liverpool to hold 10 minutes of silence. Most of these people were healthcare workers, some of them in uniform, so it included doctors, nurses and children. And this was a peaceful, silent protest. And some of the people who were carrying signs reading "Free Palestine, Save Gaza" and "I'm a nurse, not a target." And one of the speakers who addressed the crowd said that this act must be condemned. He said that as hospital workers, they had a particular affinity with those who were killed or injured in this blast.
Anger at Israel's response in Gaza is spiking in the occupied West Bank, where Palestinians have staged a day of rage, protesting in their thousands.
I'm in the Palestinian city of Ramallah. It's the largest Palestinian city in the West Bank, and you can see that there are thousands of people who've turned out here today for this National Day of Rage. They've taken over the streets for a protest. We've been walking for kilometres now. All around us, all the shops are closed because everybody here is on strike today because they have come out to show what they say is solidarity with the people of Gaza, where more than 3,000 people have now been killed. Most of them are civilians. Do you feel like your message is being heard across the world?
I'm sure that our voice is heard because we saw last night that people in hundreds of thousands in the different western and eastern capitals taking to the streets in one voice, united, stop the massacre against the Palestinians in Gaza. The Palestinians have the right, like any other people, to justice, independence, human rights, and to statehood. And this gives us a momentum and gives us hope.
Can you describe to me the mood here and how people are feeling here?
I mean, the fact that we have these people out is remarkable, and it's just a testament to how angry people are and what people are willing to risk.
As we've been walking, I can hear the people here saying that all Palestinian people will be rising up together. They call themselves now soldiers. You can feel the anger, and they're encouraging other Arab nations around the Middle East to join them in what they say is a fight for their future.
The Republic of the Marshall Islands and the U.S. signed an agreement on Monday that will give Washington a stronger presence in the Western Pacific and the right to deny China and other nations access to the island's territorial waters. The agreement put in place Washington's offer to provide $2.3 billion in economic assistance to the Marshall Islands over 20 years. In exchange, Washington will be able to deny access to the 2.1 million square kilometers surrounding the Marshall Islands. When that is combined with the waters and the airspace of the U.S. Pacific territories of Guam and the Northern Marianas, the U.S. military will gain control over a vast sector of the Western Pacific at a time when China is attempting to expand its influence over the region. But the Marshall Islands wanted specific funds to address the environmental and health impacts of 67 U.S. atmospheric nuclear weapons tests between 1946 and 1958. And that ends the news segment. Later in sports with Rex, EGMA continues its support and Norris Addo selected in Orchids.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Risa, your Digicel Data Doctor. Today let's talk about how you can get more value and more data with Digicel's Red Club. Red Club gives you greater buying power to purchase daily, weekly and monthly bundles, where you pay less for more data, more talk and more SMS. Our Red Club users are elite and have access to a suite of exclusive plans that start from as little as 1 kina per gigabyte of data. Nice, right? How can you join Red Club, you ask? Well, it's simple. First, you subscribe to be a member of the club by dialing *675# and choosing option 3 for Red Club. Next, select your subscription, then press 1 to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your subscription. Welcome to Red Club. Now that you've joined our exclusive Elite Club, you can now access discounted Red Club bundles by dialing *675# again. Select option 3 for Red Club and select your preferred plan from the Red Club menu. For data-only plans, select 1, Red Club Data. For data, talk and SMS plans, select 2, Red Club One Talk. For talk-only plans, select 3, Red Club Voice. Now you're all set to enjoy more value and more data for less. Only with Digicel.
try, and the Kiwi Ferns go back to back. Rota puts the foot down. It's finished off by Van Holo. Shot time. Plata. Plata's an honest man.
I've worked for 50 years in this area of women's health. I'd achieved some things, but I had not had an impact on the 60% of women who have no care. I can't just finish my career and ignore the majority of women. That's not a reasonable thing to do.
She's probably at high risk of losing the baby if she does not have access to a properly equipped health facility and a hospital, actually.
No, this fly, I'm by go. Yeah. Okay.
Let's charge down well, and what a stunning goal! Julian Brands with yet another moment of magic. As Jingma and Bremen have the lead. Borussia Dortmund are flying. 2-0 up. Straight over, I'll go.
Alex Marquez absolutely cleans out Jack Miller. Brilliant action, close elbow-to-elbow action here in MotoGP. Alex Rins reclaims the lead. MotoGP battle.
Welcome back. In sports, PNG national men's football team couples arrived in Port Moresby on Tuesday evening after participating in the Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Minister's Cup in New Caledonia. PNG going into the tournament as defending champions ended their campaign winless, losing to Solomon Islands, New Caledonia and Vanuatu.
It was a tough day at the office for the PNG boys returning from the Melanesian Spearhead Group PM's Cup Challenge disappointed. They had to settle for fourth placing at the end of the tournament. The PNG couples returned home on Tuesday this week. An official welcome reception was held at the Sir John Guy's Stadium Indoor Complex on Wednesday. PNG Sports Foundation CEO Albert Veretau and PNG FA President John Capinato addressed the players and coach Harrison Kamake. They congratulated the lads for their effort. CEO Veretau said the team performed exceptionally well throughout, but injuries took its toll on the boys, who should be proud of their efforts.
Acknowledge our couples. They played their heart out. The first game told us the story that we are a real dominant side. We still are. Unfortunately, the injuries got in our way.
Coach Kamake said despite the injuries, the boys showed great courage to stay in the grind as a team with some individual brilliance as well.
I'm happy with the performance. Although the results were not as expected.
PNG FA President and passionate couple supporter John Capinato said their performance was worthy of a champion team. They can only regroup and come back bigger and stronger. Couples will refocus and re-strategize on the upcoming Pacific Games in Honiara, Solomon Islands. That's in 3 weeks' time. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Returning original PNG Orchids player Gloria Kaupa is excited to be back in the fold after she was named in the PNG national women's test side to meet Cook Islands' Vaine Moana this Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium, Port Moresby. The Simbulas was the youngest player to be picked for the Orchids team in 2017, while still a student, to play in New Zealand at the 2017 Rugby League World Cup in Port Moresby. She only played a handful of minutes in that match.
It's been a long time between drinks for the Simbu Western Highlands Trailblazer since her debut in 2017 as part of the Foundation Orchid team that played New Zealand. While she only played a few minutes of that match, Gloria Kauba was able to channel her disappointment into motivation. She was elevated to vice-captain of the Orchids 2 years later for the Test series against England in 2019.
I'm from Chimbu again, but me born and grew up in Goroka, so me proud Goroka. Me play for Orchids about since I start. I was the youngest, 2017, and I'm privileged enough to start bed coming up now.
The returning Orchid has again earned her stripe, making the team for this weekend's Pacific Championships clash against Cook Highlands. Gloria said they will use the experience of the PM's 13th match against Australian Jillaroos to better their performance against an equally strong Cook Islands side on Sunday.
Previous game, we played on Australia, which is a more experienced side, and one player, good game, I'm put them up on the Cook Islands because, like us, they're a young team, and they all got experienced players to go and play to guard, so it's a balanced team. Game back come up, so maybe just work hard, one name coach, put them up one play good game.
The Orchids front rowers said the team has a good mix of youth and experience and are gelling well at training. The PNG Orchids take on Cook Islands Vaine Moana 12:45 p.m. on Sunday before the Fiji Bati meet Cook Islands Aitu at 3 p.m. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Darwin Brothers female rugby league star Lotania Naris Addo will for the first time don the red, black and gold colours after she was selected in the PNG Orchid side for the Pacific Championships currently being hosted in Port Moresby. The Northern Territory-based star earned her stripes after she was featured for the Orchids at the recent Prime Minister's 13th clash against Australia Jillaroos.
The Darwin Brothers player who has starred at the state level and locally has earned her big rugby league breakthrough being named in the PNG Orchids test side to meet Cook Islands Vaine Moana this Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium, Port Moresby. Aspiring PNG captain Elsie Albert, back from a calf injury, is among 7 NRLW players named in the Orchid squad, including 5 from the Queensland Cowboys. For 22-year-old Latonia Norris Addo, she had a fantastic women's national recently on the Gold Coast for Northern Territory. Latonia's dad is Aborigine Torres Strait Islander and mother is from Hanubata, Port Moresby. Australian international and Bulldogs superstar Jos Addo is her first cousin.
So his dad is my dad's cousin. We didn't meet until the Prime Minister's game a few weeks ago. That was our first time meeting each other because we've both grown up in different areas. So that was exciting and the game brought us together.
Latonia commented coming back to Port Moresby for the PM's 13th match was an unbelievable experience to see how passionate PNG is about the game.
I debuted with the team for the Prime Minister's game. I was in the squad for the World Cup. Unfortunately, had a setback there, so I didn't get selected. I've worked with BJ around the All-Stars space and in the squads there. Obviously, having my mum being Papuan as well, I'm eligible to play for here. So
she also gave a brief background on her rugby league journey and her eligibility to be picked for the Orchids.
I started off with athletics and then I moved over to Darwin and got into league tag, and from there one of the ladies introduced me into rugby league, so I started playing that when I was about 13.
Latonia is excited to run out in front of her mother's family and the PNG fans on Sunday after being named in the Orchids team that should be at fullback. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Melbourne Storm middle forward and Fiji Bati captain Tui Kamika is releasing this opportunity to lead the national team for the first, which is a big honour. The Fiji national men's team quietly arrived in Port Moresby on Sunday evening in preparation for their first match in the Pacific Championships Challenge against Cook Islands this Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium.
Middle forward and Fiji party captain Tui Kamikamitha will for the first time in his rugby league career skipper the Fiji party side in Sunday's clash against Cook Islands. Tui is excited to lead out an NRL star-studded side which would include Waka Blake Eels, Tenny Mills Souths, Tunia Turumba Panthers, Jerim Bula Tigers, Brendan Wakeman Tigers, Kiti One Kautoga Bulldogs, Mikaeli Ravalava Dragons, Micah Siva Eels, Kurt Donahoy Dolphins, Penny Tukitui Mua Bulldogs, Caleb Navale Eagles, Noah Nilagoliva Knights. The Fiji captain said the tournament is a stepping stone and more likely to be a breeding platform to unearth more NRL stars. For the captain, this is his second time in PNG since 2016.
When we do heaps of Pacific tests, it's good to build a combination leading up to next year. So this is another stepping stone, especially coming here and playing against Cook Island and PNG. As we all know, it's like a national sport in PNG, so it's looking forward to it. We've got a couple of boys that play a number of NRL games, so the more they can involve themselves in the international stage, can give them confidence to pursue an NRL career.
Tui also shared a bit of lighter moment, having that strong brotherly bond with PNG NRL star and Storm teammate Justin Olam.
Well, I spoke to him yesterday, so he just said, welcome to PNG, my brother, so I hope he's coming to PNG so I can meet him. So he told me he's going to take me around PNG, so I'll be waiting for that.
Meanwhile, for the young West Tigers sensation, Jerim Bula, coming to PNG for the first time on debut for the Fiji party, is special to honour his grandfather's Fiji heritage.
So yeah, I got Fiji, could play for New Zealand and Samoa. But yeah, my grandpa's getting old, so I want to play for him before his time goes on. And yeah, hopefully make him proud of my family.
Jerim can play wing and fullback, but ready to embrace the call-up come Sunday. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The 7 News Sydney this morning reported that NRL is on the blink of announcing PNG as the 18th team joining the NRL competition starting in 2025. The discussion on expansion team to join the NRL has ongoing with the backing of Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. 7 News Sydney's Mitchell Bishop told the Sun News that there is so much going behind the scenes and PNG is simply one horse race for the expansion team after North Sydney Bears suffered $11 million blow to their ambition of becoming 18th team. She said PNG in 2025 will become the 18th NRL franchise. This sounds as a good news to PNG. However, man spearheading PNG's bid Andrew Hill briefly told this newsroom that there is no new development from their end. He said it was a media report out of Sydney saying PNG NRL bid has a strong support. The recently held Momase Regional Youth Games in Madang was hailed a success. Not only did it gather youths from these sister provinces, it also presented opportunities to youths to excel in sports. About 60 athletes were scouted by PNG Sports Foundation High Performance Unit for its program. Other sports did their selection as well. A National Premier Soccer League team scouted 2 male soccer talents from Engram, East Sepik Province, and a female basketball talent selected to join the FIBA Under-17 Oceania Championships Women Basketball. These are rural talents brought right to the front, using the regional games as the sport career pathway. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for the athletes who grabbed the attention of selectors in various sports and will look to excel further in their careers. The concept of regional youth games blends well with the National Youth Development Authority's motto, "Leaving no youth behind," as it strives to provide opportunities for further skills development. The regional youth game concept resides on 3 important government policies: PNG Sports Policy, National Youth Policy, Integrated Community Development Policy, making it a homegrown concept with rural focus. It's not limited to sports only, but accommodates SME activities, trades activities, and cultural displays also as part of the program. The dream of the RYGs is to identify rural talents and push them to further skills development. The Momase Games accomplished it, as evidenced with the 60 youths selected for further skills development. That's all we have in sports. Over to you, Carol.
Thank you, Rex. Here's the weather forecast for the main centers for the next 24 hours. Southern regions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles. Port Moresby, mostly cloudy with few rain showers and drizzles and possible thunderstorm. Mumase, isolated showers and thunderstorms, scattered over West Sepik Province. Ley City, partly cloudy with brief showers and drizzles. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Buka, cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, isolated showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles. Goroka and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas moderate with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight with southwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma to Yule Island, to Hood Point to Samari Islands. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.